To backtrack a little bit, one of the blessings that has come my way is in being so politically naive when I started speaking that I didn't know what I had to say was offensive in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So when I
didn't know
said white teachers have no business teaching black children, that was just the truth. It was not said for shock value.
Oh, okay.
When
That's
I said
what I did
ADHD is ain't no daddy at home disorder, because that's exactly what the hell it is. You understand me?
Yeah.
When I said all white people are racist, I didn't say that for shock value. All white people are racist. You understand? So I was so naive, because remember now, I'm coming out of the Garvey movement where everything is African people first. That's my context. You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm around people who think exactly like me. You see that?
Yeah.
So there's no early pushback like you should watch what you say, because I'm RBG. It's red, black, green. You understand? So when I went out into the world, I'm taking that with me. You understand? So I'm not even realizing you're being offended by what I'm saying. I'm not even realizing you're being offended by me saying black women have no business having babies from white men, because you shouldn't. You understand? And coming from a message of an Honorable Marcus Garvey, who said some of the same things I'm saying now more than 100 years ago. Why is this offensive today? So I was politically naive, which was a blessing in disguise. Because had I not been politically naive, I might have been more careful. And my message may have not hit the way I needed to hit. So for me, I don't intentionally set out to offend people. My goal is to tell the truth. If you get offended in the process of me telling the truth, that's your business.
That is true.
And to be honest with you, it served me well. Let me tell you, because I'm so unapologetic, because everybody knows exactly what I believe in on every topic, I don't have to go through the process of you being offended by me because you thought I stood for something different.
That is true.
When I walk in the room, white women know I don't want you. You understand? When I walk in the room, sisters know you need to be natural. When I walk in the room, you understand? You know, as a black man, you better not have no bunny. You understand? So to be honest, being unapologetic has saved me from arguments, because people know what he believes. As opposed to someone who's too afraid to say what they believe. You have to go through a whole bunch of social navigating, because nobody really knows what you stand for.
That is true.
So you got to explain to every person who you are and what you believe in. I don't have to do that. When I'm around white folks, they know what it is. When I'm around black folks, they know what it is. Don't even bring it up. Can white people come in? For what? You know, what do you need them for? What is the good that they're bringing to the table? So, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think the ancestors did that. I think they set it up in such a way that we're not going to let his message and his ministry get polluted by being too concerned about what everybody else think. You understand? I'm going to always be the straight shooter. And in being the straight shooter, to be honest with you, I think it's earned the respect of a lot of white folks. Because even though they're all racist and they're never going to change, I think a lot of them can respect the black man who stands on his square more than some of these accommodationists who will bend over and twist and do a somersault to appease white folks. You understand? So they may not like me, but they respect the fact that you got the audacity to tell me to my face, you don't want me dating your women. You see what I'm saying? I don't like it, but I can respect it because I want to tell you the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So there's pros and cons to everything, but would I do it differently? Absolutely not. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
See that? See how you said that, right? The whole thing with black queens. I wanted to actually ask you about that, because black queens and kings, I feel like it's devalued when it's used on everybody. Where it's like, for example, when somebody greets somebody in the States, because I noticed that's a thing that people in the States usually do. Hey, king. Hey, queen. Black
Mostly
queen.
in the conscious community. It's not everybody.
Unconscious.
Conscious. Conscious communities. But there's only one king. There's only one queen. So when everybody's being referred to as a queen or king, doesn't it devalue just that message?
There's not only one king or one queen. You had multiple monarchs ruling simultaneously on the continent.
Okay, you're right about that. But in terms of who they're saying, who's a queen, who's a king.
The reason I don't think it's devalued, because I don't think we use it enough. Most black women are referred to as bitches and hoes. You understand? They're not treated as royalty. And so I know that I'm probably the biggest reason why black men now call black women queens. And black women call black men king. It predates me, but the saturation of it is largely me. Because when I first started calling black women queens, the brothers would say, why are you calling her a queen? And the sisters would say, why you calling me a queen? You understand? So I had to make them accept the respect because they were so used to being held down here. You understand? So, you know, I take pride in it, and I don't think it's taken for granted because I can tell how sisters feel when they are addressed in that way, because you have to put it in a historical context. Our women been abused, put down, called unattractive. Even today, they're the least desirable. You understand? So when you call them a queen, you're lifting them up. So I don't think it loses its power, you know, at all, because what I'm doing is I'm projecting onto her natural God-given divinity that I need her to one day manifest. So this is an expectation when I say queen. So I don't have a problem with it being used. I love it.
So a person that's obese, and if we're calling them beautiful, right? You're a beautiful woman or whatnot.
So you can't be beautiful if you're obese?
I mean, you could still be beautiful, but like in terms of beauty standards.
Whose beauty standards?
Well, the society that you're in.
Whose society?
Well, right
White
now, currently,
people.
Western.
You're talking
Western,
about white standards.
Yeah.
And why the hell do I care about what a white man considers beautiful?
Because you grew up in this society.
What that got to do with me?
So you're programmed
There's
the same
no
way
laws.
we were programmed.
Nah, not me. I deprogram myself. I don't want no Caucasian or her beauty standards. Give me a queen. Give it to me chocolate.
Black
Give it to me
queens.
caramel. Give it to me butter almond. Give it to me butterscotch. Give me fudge. I want a queen. I don't want no pale princess. I'm straight.
But
I don't use white men.
obesity doesn't need to necessarily be with European women. That could be in the black community as well.
You can, but I don't. That because you are obese does not make you unattractive. And you also have to make sure that we're not assuming that the obesity is strictly due to lack of dietary discipline, because you can be obese for genetic factors. You could be obese for medical factors. You could be obese for psychological factors. There's a lot of reasons why people are obese that has nothing to do with food. In fact, one of the biggest reasons that we do overeat, and black women in particular, is because when you are eating and drinking, the process in the brain that allows you to experience depression and anxiety, it is arrested while you are eating. In other words, we are calmer when we eat. This is why when somebody wants to get you to close out a deal, they'll invite you to lunch. Let's go to dinner and talk about that. Because if I get you comfortable, you're more likely to sign on as opposed
100%.
if you're not. So people eat to stop thinking about their problems. The biggest reason we have obese black women isn't because they're in love with food. It's because they're in love with the peace that food brings them. I love my obese sisters as much as I love my 5'5" thick in the thigh curvy sisters.
Okay.
Okay.
But when it comes to like say respect, you know, when it comes to, we don't respect everyone the same, right? So I wouldn't say even when we talk about say queens, say we're talking about queens or kings, for example, right? And then we're talking about now a degenerate side of the society or degenerate people, for example. I'm not assuming people are gonna have that type of respect to be like, oh yeah, the queen's there and the king's there. They're all like, you get what I mean? It's not, when you say those type of words, it is a sign of respect. And I know what you're saying when it comes to like the black women and what they've been through. It's a sign of respect you're giving to people. But is respect something that has to be earned, or is that something that's a given?
I think as African people, we have always believed in a basic level of respect for anyone, no matter what their situation is, because at the end of the day, they still have the same ashe of God in them that we all have. So even if you're not living to the standard that we expect of you, you would not be alive if God didn't still believe in you. Nobody's here by accident. And everybody has to bear their own cross and go through their own situations. So even if a sister is selling her body, even if a brother is strung out on alcohol, he still has the opportunity to redeem himself. So I'm still going to honor him and respect him the same way I wish he would do for me if I was in the same situation. So I don't change it. Can I criticize him? Yes, I can. Can I pull the sister to the side and say, why you walking around with this blonde weave on? It don't look right. Okay? Yes, I can do that. But at the same time, you know, I'm going to respect you regardless, because you are an African and you are a human being. Your conduct is not going to reduce the level of respect I have for you as a human being. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, I may have to criticize your behavior. I may have to hold you accountable. I may have to exclude you from this particular movement because of your conduct. But I'm still going to respect you, because the God that is in me is the same God that is in you.
Okay, so don't you feel that for every other ethnicity as well? Because you're saying that specifically for the African race.
So you're
but-
asking me why I don't call a white woman queen?
No, yeah. Well, I mean, you just
We're
said
dealing
you
with
have to.
all black women.
No, you just
Black
said we have to
queens.
respect all human beings.
Right, but
So that's the thing.
Right, but when I call a sister queen, this is an in-group title of respect I'm giving to my women. It ain't got nothing to do with the Arabs, the Chinese, the Latinos, the East Indians, the Jews, or the Caucasoids. This is for black women only. I will respect white women, sure. I respect all humanity because I'm an African. So if a white woman is coming and I need to hold the door, I'm going to hold the door. If a white kid needs my help to get out of special ed or help his mom stop him from being expelled from school, I'm going to help him, and I do.
Okay.
You understand? But my priority and my obligation is my own people. No other group counts more than my own. And we don't count more than them. The problem with African people, because we've been so brainwashed by religion, we think we have to love other people as much as we love our own folks, and we never get any specialized attention because of that. That's when you hear Negroes say, I don't just love black people, I love everybody. That's just their way of saying you're not special to me because you're black, and that's a problem, because a Jew is always more special to a Jew than a non-Jew. An Italian is always more special than an Italian than a non-Italian. Only with black people do we not give ourselves a special level of honor in comparison to other groups.